What's really good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the OG Buddy Dada, aka Chef. I'm here with Mr. Muffins Martinez, who wants to have a fucking monologue 2002. I don't know what the hell it is. But listen.
Yes, sir.
We have the Rumble coming up. Well, the Rumble just passed. There's AEW, TNA. I think he threw something else in there. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to talk about. But we're going live Thursday, right? We're going to have MLW show. We understand that the show already happened, but we have been spoiler free, right? We've been off of everything. Dude. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk it like we haven't seen it because we have not seen it. So it's fresh to us. So we're excited that MLW is back. We got a few of the homies that are playing over there. So I'm hyped up. But listen, I got to ask you something. Before we go anywhere into who won the Royal Rumble, we talked Saudi. Something pissed me off. And I think this is kind of how we've been starting lately, and I got to throw it out there. When James Storm had his last match, they did it in a tacky way where they did it on different soil than home.
Yes.
James Storm should have had his last match home here in the States.
Yes.
To get to see him. And they took it across the border, and his loyal fan base did not get to see his last match. Now, granted, AJ Styles is Mr. TNA, Mr. Impact Wrestling. He had his last match allegedly in WWE in Saudi Arabia, right? And I feel a way. I would not consider AJ Styles a WWE guy because he's not. But he's been there long enough where he is WWE. He's been there for a few years. He's had a good run. He's won pretty much every title he's, fought it for. And he's had a great run. His fan base for WWE should have been able to watch this fight. And instead, they put this bullshit over there. And I'm not hating on another country. That's not it. But if I'm a big-time WWE fan, a big-time AJ Styles fan, how come we didn't get the opportunity to see him in the States? That's just my opinion on it. And I think that, maybe in a week or two, we'll do a whole where do we think he's going to go, because I think he goes back to TNA for one more run and finish off where it started, where it should be. But talk to me. What are we talking about?
Well, I wanted to touch the Royal Rumble, but just because of that AJ Styles situation. Now, you mentioned James Storm. Now, James Storm is still wrestling. So he's still out there wrestling here and there.
Oh, yeah. He does the independents.
Yeah. So I don't see why he can't sign with TNA for like a year and then have his final match in TNA. That'll be awesome if that happens.
Absolutely.
That'll be awesome. Now with AJ Styles, he's been wrestling WWE for 10 years. And I can't believe it's actually been 10 years.
I didn't think it was 10. I thought it was like 5, 6, 7.
10 years, bro. I was like, wow. 2016, that dude came in the Royal Rumble.
So you know what? To be fair, I'll call him a WWE guy when you do 10 years.
You know something? I mean, if you're a real fan, you know him outside of WWE.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. The stuff that he did in Ring of Honor, the stuff that he did in TNA for the whole time that he was in TNA, he built TNA to what it is now.
Yep.
He went to Japan, became leader of the Bullet Club for a while, came back, almost went back to TNA, and they almost did the Bullet Club thing there with Doc Anderson and Luke Gallows there, and things didn't work out the way that they thought it was going to be. Miscommunication, the money wasn't there. I don't know, and he wound up going to WWE, and that's the last 10 years has been there. Do I classify him like for example, Kurt Angle? Kurt Angle wrestled in WWE, and then his last almost 10 years he wrestled in TNA, which was his best wrestling career was in TNA.
Yeah.
So do I consider, and people might think, oh well, he didn't wrestle anywhere else. Yes, he did. He wrestled in TNA for the last leg of his career. Do I consider him a WWE guy or a TNA guy? I consider Angle a WWE guy, even though he wrestled for TNA the last couple of years. vice versa. AJ Styles, I don't care what he did 10 years in WWE. I consider him a TNA guy because he destroyed the record in TNA. He built every title he had there multiple times. Grand Slam champion in TNA and Grand Slam champion in WWE. So he did the same thing there for 10 years. Now, it happened. Like you said, it happened on the ESPN app because that's how it is now.
Yeah.
I wish it was on the Peacock thing because at least, and then I forgot that I actually have the ESPN app because I have, I actually forgot because I have DirecTV,
Yeah.
For free. They gave you I was like, oh shit, I do got ESPN. So I actually watched it on my tablet. But it was an amazing match. It was a very competitive match.
Yeah.
The right person won. Like if there was Cena, I wish Cena would have passed out instead of tapping. That's why AJ Styles won. He passed out. He never tapped. So he went out, passing out to Gunther with his move. Now, last match ever? I don't think so. I think last match in WWE.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We might see him in TNA in a couple of weeks. Now there's no obligation to him to be in WWE. He could go anywhere he wants to now. People saying AEW. Oh my God, I will freak out and I will hate it if he goes to AEW.
No way.
But
it doesn't make sense.
But if they give him the money, you never know.
Nah.
Just because Cousin Tony is a vindictive little cousin bastard that he might just give him $10 million for a year just to
that's different. That's different.
Just to piss off TKO and Triple H and WWE. So like he did with Sting. Give him something, money like that. He doesn't have to wrestle every week. Just come in, just for a program or two. I mean, the dude's still late 40s, so he's not like he's washed up or nothing like that. He can still go. But I would love him to go back to TNA at least for one more run in TNA. Not now, but later in the summertime, like Slammiversary. Like he just shows up, bam, oh, it's AJ Styles. When people have forgotten about him and his name is kind of quiet down, something like that. I would love to see him do something like that. But I wanted to talk about the Royal Rumble, about some things that I saw that I hated. Because it's interesting to see the Royal Rumble now. They have the women's Royal Rumble. It adds more interest to it.
Wait! Before you go into it, did you see the stat that Charlotte Flair lasted 59 minutes 49 seconds, and the men's complete Royal Rumble was 58 minutes and 13 seconds?
Hey.
She lasted longer than the whole men's Royal Rumble.
I know. Hey man, that's how it is. But the thing with wrestling is, after a while, you kind of get tired of always being the same damn people.
Yeah.
Towards the end, and you want some new faces. You want some new views and stuff like that. Now, I liked the ending of the women's because it was Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, Sol Ruka. So there were some new faces. So you would think oh shit, maybe Sol Ruka is going to win this.
Girl.
She's gonna get built. Maybe Tiffany Stratton. So I was excited about that. And Liv Morgan won again. Whatever. So, but the one that pisses me off is the guys.
Yeah.
It's always the same shit. It was either going to be Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, or who else? Or Brock Lesnar. For a second, I thought Brock was going to win it. But and now you see how this is going to shape up. Now you're going to see Roman Reigns going to go and defeat Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania.
Yep.
So that way, then he wrestles again Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. So you're already kind of seeing how this thing is going to work.
Yeah, but like you said, this is why we get tired of WWE, right?
Because it's the same shit, always the same stuff, just nonstop. It's the same nonsense. You want to build, you keep promising you're gonna build new people, but then you keep sticking to the same.
Yeah.
You know.
Triple H is this is the new era, right? It's supposed to start tonight, but you just went in with the same format you've been doing for the last 20 years.
Now, one thing that I hate about this Royal Rumble, I don't know if it was the LED lighting. Supposedly the thing was sold out, but there were times that the lighting would hit and it looked like it was empty. Like
Bro, there's pictures online where there's like a whole U-shaped corner, like a whole area dead, not one person in there. And this place, first off, how safe? Now, I'm not a construction worker, right? But this venue was built in 36 days. Bro, that's fucking just over a month. How safe can this shit really be? 36 days? And I feel that this is safe.
I don't know, but I read everywhere that it was sold out. 25,000 people sold out. I seen pictures where it was sold out, but with the lighting, it looked like it was empty. Like there was nobody sitting in specific.
There were a lot of empty seats.
So I'm thinking, like, okay, is this thing empty? Is this thing filled? I don't know. But next year, WrestleMania is going to be down there for 2 days. So then they're going to have enough time to build this. I'm pretty sure they're going to build a bigger location, a bigger place.
You know what it could be? It could be sold out. But if the Saudi prince was sitting in there, you know the kind of security that they're going to put to make sure that, so it's sold out. Tickets are bought, but it might not be
people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, now you know what's going to happen. Now you have one more pay-per-view before WrestleMania. So you already know it's going to be Roman Reigns against Drew McIntyre. Unless Drew loses to Cody Rhodes before then. And then they have, they jump ahead and do Cody Rhodes versus this guy again at WrestleMania. AJ Styles losing was the right thing to do. Now we'll see what happens with AJ Styles going forward. Hopefully, like I said, we get to see him in TNA. Only way you see him in AEW if Cousin Tony opens that bag and tells him, you got 3-4 kids. I need you for a year, 2 years. Here's like $10 million. He has a blank check. You put your number that you want. When we go back and forth, that'll be the only way. The only way that you see AJ Styles comes out there is because that dude got paid.
And I mean like paid lovely.
Like humongous right now. Because right now, AJ Styles will be like one of the few guys that could actually pull the needle away from WWE and bring it to AEW. Because
he pulls up in TNA, the whole landscape changes.
Yeah, if he's in TNA, that will definitely bring eyes back to TNA for sure.
I don't know what their numbers are, right? I don't know.
Right now, it's been 139 the first week, and then 135 last week.
Okay, I guarantee you that if AJ Styles there, it's averaging at least 270, 250, 325.
Easy. That'll be easy. No questions asked.
Yeah.
About because that's the kind of star power that he has, and how people want to see him in TNA and fit that last run. And who knows, him being there, if it does happen, he being there, you could bring in a James Storm back.
Oh yeah,
because might want to come back into the fold there.
Before we jump off Royal Rumble, so I'm curious. Were you surprised to not see somebody like Paige or not see somebody like Chris Jericho pull up?
I was surprised about Jericho still, if he is signed with WWE, still not be performing there yet. I mean, because his contract supposedly expire in December.
Yeah,
and we just hit February. That that right there would have been the perfect time for him to come out at number 30. That place would have lost it. I was ready for him to be number 30 because I was about to hit the song when it came out. You know, it's woo, woo, boom, and here comes Jericho. I would have lost it right there. Now, what do you do now? Did you wait till WrestleMania? End of March? You know, another 2 months? Like, where, I mean, you want to do it in a big place where it's going to mean something and not in some small little town on a small show.
Yeah, you don't need it in the Barclays or in Orlando. Like, I need it. He should come off for a pay-per-view. And I don't care if it's a run-in. Like, I know right now everyone's saying, well, who's the mask guy? Could that have been Jericho? No, that's not Jericho.
That's not Jericho.
Like, fucking relax. Everyone now, and then it's, it's Jake Paul.
First of all, too skinny and too agile to be Jericho.
Yeah, and then people say it's Jake Paul, and I'm like, Jake Paul still got his mouth wired, like.
Yeah. And Jake, yeah, and the dude was too short to be Jake Paul.
Yeah.
So it could be one of the Street Profits.
No, that because it was like a white boy face.
And it was the whole thing was covered.
Huh?
His face was covered.
No, like the bottom of the mask, like you see like a little bit of his. It
was I thought the whole thing was covered. Okay, how the hell do you know?
I seen it on Twitter, or X, whatever they call this shit.
Yeah. So we moved to TNA. You know, we able to jump up and down different things. We moved to TNA. They had their feet are fired, thing, and it was the full briefcase. They had the R&B sensation Trey Miguel, Steve Macklin, Eric Young, and Eddie Edwards were the four briefcase that had the briefcase. So
Mel, EY, Eddie Edwards, who was the other one? Macklin. Okay.
So Miguel opened the thing first, and the first thing he said, "Oh God, please don't let me getting fired twice in the same week." So I thought that was funny. When he said that. So he got the international title shot. Well, he said
Intercontinental or international?
Oh, is it international or I could have sworn it was international.
Could be right.
I don't know. I mean, why would it be intercontinental?
Because that's what WWA, they were the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, WWE, yes, but this is TNA.
I don't remember TNA ever having an international.
Oh no, that's new. They just came out.
Okay, my bad. So my bad.
Yeah, remember when they had the digital title by the PCO?
Yeah.
He got pissed off because he got fired. He couldn't defend it, so then they changed it, and they became with the international title.
Okay, I'm cool with it.
And that's the one that Stacks from NXT is holding now.
Okay.
So that's the one that Trey Miguel has. Eddie Edwards came out with the heavyweight title shot.
Whoa, okay.
So now he has that. So now he's going to go against Santana in the future. How about that?
I like that.
And then the last two were Eric Young and Macklin. When Macklin opened his, who was the one that opened his later? Oh, Eric Young opened his. He got the tag team one. So Eric Young got the tag team, and right there, everybody goes like, "Oh shit, hold up." So when Macklin opened his says fired. So now Macklin is fired.
Is Matt Punisher outfit?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is kind of interesting to me because I know his contract was up.
Okay.
And I know, but I could have sworn that he has resigned long term. So unless he only signed temporary for like a month or two to get to this point, because I'm thinking, Macklin got fired? Unless his contract expired and he never resigned, then I see why he got fired. But for some reason, I swear that he resigned with the company long term, but I don't know. So Macklin is supposed to be the one who got fired.
That's interesting. I kind of like that. When we start talking on Thursday, I kind of got a little sound.
So yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen there. Because now we know that Edwards is gonna go to Santana.
Yeah.
We know that Remy Gill's gonna go off the Stacks, and then we're the tag team one. But like I said, it surprised me about Macklin being fired.
Damn.
Okay. So, now, we always know how TNA always tries to come up, and there's always something happens that brings you back down.
Yeah.
And you kind of go like, oh my God, like, dude, like, this guy can catch a break. Like, this guy just can't catch a break anyways. So, last week, when they had done the other live episode, because it was live earlier, they taped it and then they showed it later that night. So, on TNA Plus, you could watch the episode there too. And then the episode goes off, right?
Okay.
Goes to dark or whatever it is. Something. For some reason, somebody didn't do the right job and forgot to turn the audio on. I can see your face already, bro. They forgot to turn the audio off on the headsets. So for the next 15 minutes, there's no video, but there's just audio of them talking of things that are going to happen in the future episodes. Matches of what's going to happen. So at that time, people already knew that Eddie Edwards had won the Feast of Fire, the title. So now at No Surrender, it's going to be a 4-way with Mike Santana, Nick Nemeth, Eddie Edwards, and then somebody else is going to be installed into that. So that No Surrender pay-per-view is going to be on February 13th. Is the next, pay-per-view. Daria is encouraging one of the guys who has a title shot to switch the title shot or switch their piece of fire, which I think is going to be Trey Miguel, to option C. Remember option C with Austin Aries? To go, instead of going that one title, to go after the heavyweight title instead. So then Daria is going to be doing that for the next 2 or 3 weeks, trying to convince him to switch it from whatever he got for option C title. They announced which one was going to be against AJ Francis, which is coming up. Which I believe AJ Francis won this match. I don't know if he did, or if it's Rich Swan's thing. I think it was Swan. Swan beat him. So now Swan is going to challenge Nick Nemeth at the No Surrender match on that pay-per-view. Well, yeah. So before anybody could figure out that thing was already on, all this stuff was going on. And one of the matches was going on also. They changed one of the matches, but they didn't say what match it was until they figured out the audio was on and they turned it off. It was on for the next 15 minutes after that. So all that stuff was spoiled. Where now Rich Swann is kind of going to get a little push down up into the mid card now, away from AJ Francis and all that bullshit with First Class, and go up against, yeah. So
you can't make this shit up, man.
Dude, I'm like, Lauer, have mercy. No matter what TNA tries to do, there's always something that comes up, and it's just kind of like, it's like a slap in the. It's like you finally get the happy news, and you finally have persevered to everything, and you finally go, I finally made it. I have gone beyond everything, and then somebody just goes and slaps you in the face to wake you up into reality. or somebody just waiting just to pull you down. Like, no, hold on, son. Come on, not yet. Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
TNA, to make it, instead of a long, painful set like way you just did it, it's like when you're swimming against the current, right? And you're staying still, you're swimming your ass off. And then all of a sudden, you get past the current. You're like, I'm good. And then you get a cramp in your leg, right? Like, and you're
yes. And you stay there or you fight not to drown. Because now that feels like they fight not to drown. And then hopefully something good might happen later. And you kind of make it past the current and finally get there. And before you get to the finish line, they move that bitch like 5 feet more back. Like, no, we still need you to come a little more. So yeah, so that was the TNA good stuff and the TNA bad stuff, because it's always bad stuff with.
Wait, before we jump off WWE and TNA. So I know you heard The Rock's daughter got she didn't re-sign, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then she did the whole fuck Ice thing on Twitter or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, first thing she does, as soon as I'm no longer with TNA and fuck Ice. If you mess with Ice, fuck you, right? So Twitter gets rid of her. She no longer has an account on Twitter for saying fuck Ice, right? But I think because she has already kind of treaded some kind of water in TNA, that maybe she didn't like the direction that WWE was going, and she does the, hey, Impact, we have a good relationship. I think I can do something really cool for you. My only problem is I would love for Ava to be with TNA. I think that she fits. She's young. I like what she does. The only problem is I do not want to see this political bullshit, right? Like, and this, right, as soon as you don't sign that and you make it a point to go all super off the deep edge political, you probably just cost yourself a job, right? Because nobody wants to deal with this mess.
Well, the thing with Ava, when I was reading and I heard one of these guys, one of those big guys that's always talking.
Oh, I don't follow none of those guys.
Bill Mercer, I think, or whoever, was talking about Ava and how I guess her contract came up, and I guess she didn't want to do it anymore. Like she does not want to do it anymore. She wanted to move on to other stuff. So I guess that's the reason why she didn't resign. I was like, that's fine, that's cool. If she does return to something, like you said, TNA, I do not want to see her wrestle.
No. Kind of like the role she had with NXT.
She's only 20. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's only 24. I'm pretty sure she could still go, get some more training, but get away from the WWE training. Like, train with people outside of, train with the indie people. And
And maybe go hone your craft and everything. And
because I think WWE has a certain way how they train folks.
Yeah.
Compared to how you get trained in the indies. They want you to wrestle,
it's
a specific way.
I think it's unfair for a girl who hasn't really tried to do this at WWE level, right? Like the WWE level, like how many times we see people who are super talented, they still got to go through NXT. Like look at Ricky Starks, right? Here's a guy who was doing it in N.W.A, who was doing it in AEW, and still has to go through N.W.A, NXT, so he can understand the WWE way, right? When you look at the girls who are in, just say NXT alone, like, all right, so yeah, I'm biased to Sol Ruka, but you had Stephanie McCour there, you had Julia there, you had Tiffany Stratton there, you had what's the Talia, whatever her name is, what was her name? The girl from Chance U? Talia. Thea. What the hell's her name?
Yeah, hell.
You had her. You had the other girl in that no catch crew, whatever. She was super dope.
Yeah. Right, like, player.
All of these girls, you can't be average and then go into a ring with them. You're going to get exposed crazy. So it's like you said, go to the independents. First off, every independent will love you because not just because you were on NXT, because you're the Rock's daughter, right? Yeah, you have the names. They'll bring you up nice and slow. They'll protect you. You'll come and do the right shit. And then if you really want to wrestle, you know what? Go through the NWAs, go through the MLWs and Impacts and everything else.
I think the reason why she failed, hold on, well, I want to say failed. I think the reason why her obstacles are more is because of the name.
Yeah.
Name to carry. She came in, when she was like 17, 18 training, and then she blew out her knee.
Yep.
That right there is like a year of your wrestling life right there. You come back, you start training again, and you go hard, and then you blow your knee again.
Yep.
So, that right there, that's 2 blown knees before your age of 20.
Yeah, and it is unfair. Like, as much as I'm not a fan of Charlotte Flair, okay, she's the daughter, because, it depends on who's whatever. Ric Flair is arguably anywhere from 1 to 4 on that Mount Rushmore. One of the greatest that ever.
Huh? 1 to 4. You mean 1 and 2?
Well, there's 4 heads. There's 4 heads. However you want to.
Yes.
Yeah. However you want to place his head.
Yeah.
I'm good with him being 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't care.
Yeah.
But he's arguably the greatest that ever did it, and you're his kid. So if she wasn't Charlotte Flair, and like I said, I'm not entertained by her much. I love her new work with Alexa Bliss because it's entertaining as shit, especially what they just did. She's having fun, and it shows. But she can go off the road. She's athletic. She's got the strong game to her. You're following The Rock, and you're not Charlotte Flair. You're not on that level.
Oh, she will never be.
No.
If she follows wrestling, like I said, it needs to get broken down and start up again, like you mentioned, slowly build up. But she doesn't have to get stripped down from what she learned over here. Because, once again, the WWE mentality, how they teach you, and there's stuff in the indies, how you get taught by other professional wrestlers out there.
Exactly.
Well, this guy is a professional, or this guy is a trainer. Please. Well, it depends. So that's going to be her thing. Is all depends what she wants to do. But a wrestler, no, you cannot be a wrestler. So, but I did not know about the eye thing, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, you went nuts.
That's crazy. But we'll flip from that. We go to WWE. We'll just have the tag, and I like to jump to specific things. So they had Jack Doyle, which is Mike something from TNA.
Yeah.
And the other guy that was a tag team for Aussie Open. And when he got hurt, Kyle Fletcher kind of went on his own, and then he just blew up on his own. So we will never see Aussie Open again until they're probably in their late 30s, retiring, go back to Australia, and they team up like that. That'll be the only way we'll see Aussie Open again. But they've been teaming together, and they've been one humongous tag. Well, these 2 guys together are like 2 monsters. They look alike. Like these 2 guys, like they dressed in black ties, bro. The same hair, the beard. If you see these guys, you look like they're twin monsters wrestlers. Whoever came up with this idea, that was a home run.
Yeah.
So they went with against FTR because they won the number 1 contendership for the title.
You said WWE. You mean AEW?
AEW. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
AEW. So during the match, the kid Jack Doyle, which is Mike something, freak accident.
Yeah.
He gets clipped. He goes down. Boom. He yells out to the guy, I just blew out my back. His pectoral muscle blown out. Some things I was like, damn, man, this guy's just did not any type of break. They finally hit that you finally get a chance.
They were in that position.
Yes. You finally get the chance to be more than just Mike something or whatever as in TNA, where they just kind of drop the ball on you a bunch of times, and you finally get this shine in AEW only for this to happen. So that means, he's going to need to go for the rest of the year, most likely. The end of the year.
That could be longer.
Yes, for the pectoral. That's gonna hurt. So, and I'll be honest, this show Collision, which always is kind of a boring show, this was a good show. I'll be honest, man. The action was fast. They had a lot of good matches all together. A lot of jumping. People were getting jumped left and right. Dude, this shit is crazy. I mean, like this show was really good. And I don't really get too much into AEW because all this stupid Spots Fest, man. How do you wrestle? You're wrestling Mark Briscoe at Clone. Mark Briscoe. He power drives him. He gets on the J drill line. The dude pops up.
Yup.
And he does like this, like what the hell? Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, he like springboards right back up. Like, boop, I'm up. What's up?
And then read his neck. And I think, come on, man. Come on, man. This is why shit like this. This is why I stopped watching AEW.
Yep.
You are destroying the power moves that destroy people's careers. Me growing up, a power drive. You don't get up from a power driver.
Bro, like if someone got hit with a power drive back in the day, it was like game over.
Dude, there were in some companies the power drive was banned.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous move.
Yep.
And you are jumping up and down from a power drive. Like nothing ever happened. And the other thing that happened was last Wednesday we saw
Tommaso Tempo.
The Sicilian. Well, that's just his name. Now it's the Psycho Killer or something. He was the Sicilian Psycho before.
Never been a fan of the guy.
Tommaso Ciampa. So he came out. He challenged Mark Briscoe for Saturday, and he won. So now he's the new TNT champion. Now,
bro, nothing says you because of everybody who. You know, I hate this shit, right? When a guy comes to the company for 2 seconds, automatically shoots past everybody that's been there busting their ass, and then you get a title shot and win? Nah.
So now he's the new TNT champion, Tommaso Ciampa.
Whatever.
New champion. So it'd be interesting because, they have Kyle Fletcher as being the one that's going after this title. So we'll see what happens, how long Tommaso will hold on to the title, and we'll see what happens there. I don't know, man. I would like the Sicilian Psycho back when he was in Ring of Honor before he went to WWE. But I was surprised that how quietly he left. Like his contract expired, and boom, it just popped up.
Yeah, he just kind of slipped under the radar.
And then boom, 2 days later, he's on AEW. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Now I'm waiting for Johnny Gargano for his contract to expire. So then he goes to AEW, starts teaming with Tommaso Ciampa, and then Ciampa turns on him, and then they do the whole feud where they fight each other, like they've done in 4 different other countries with 4 different companies in the last 20 years. And we've never seen it before. Yes, we have. We have seen it a bunch of times. They've done it in the Indies. They did it in Ring of Honor. They did it in WWE. And we must see it in AEW.
Could care less.
Yeah. But we're going to finish with our company, MLW. Like you mentioned earlier at the beginning of the show. They were supposed to have their episode last Thursday.
Yep.
And for some reason, I don't know what the hell happened. They switched it to this Thursday coming up. Now, supposedly they tweeted, we never said it was going to be shown live on Thursday.
I think they did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Every time they said it was going to be live on Thursday at 8 p.m. And then they come with some bullshit like that, like you said. So now it's going to be this Thursday, which is February 35th, right? It's this Thursday coming up. But next Saturday, what day is next Saturday? So 11th?
Yes, I don't have the calendar open right with me right now.
I thought you had it. Next Saturday is the 14th. No, I'm sorry. No. So the show is this Friday the 5th, right? And then Saturday the 7th is the Lucha Apocalypto from Chicago. So now my question is this. Is this going to be shown live on Saturday at 8 p.m.? Or is this going to be taped on Saturday to be shown at a later date? That part, I don't know. I haven't seen anything that says anything like that. Because I'm thinking
they're gonna do that. They put the live out and then they went and did an after, right? So they have back to back. So it's what they did. It'll be the live for Thursday, and then what they did after that is going to be shown after, right?
No. So they also did tapings on Thursday too. So they also did tapings for the new show, for the Fusion show. They did. But then the last Thursday show is going to be this Thursday, right? And then Saturday is another live show, which is the Apocalypto from Chicago, from Cicero. So I want to know if that show Saturday is going to be shown live, or are they going to tape it to show it at a future date?
What they might do is show this one
this Thursday.
I don't think they'll go next week with it and then do a live after that.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. So I'm pretty sure that Saturday's show, which is a live show taping again, which is the Lucha Apocalypto, is going to be shown probably at a later date in February, I'm guessing that.
See, I don't know, because if you're going to do a live, you're going to have to mix it in with whatever you kind of pre-tape too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And then when are the tapings being dropped? Because
that might be the March stuff.
That is because I was reading and I saw somewhere, popped up somewhere, where it said, and the reason why I remember is because the date that they mentioned is around the same time as my brother's 47th birthday. It was around like the second week in March. I said, oh shit, second week in March, my brother's birthday. Oh, okay, they're bringing Fusion back. But it's not on concrete though. It's not concrete evidence. I just read it somewhere where it popped up. So I'm not 100% sure if it's true or not. But we wanted to bring the news that your boy and my arch nemesis, Josef Samael, is back with MLW, but not as a wrestler. He's going to be in charge of public relations. So he's going to be the one that's going to be talking to the talents, bringing people in, and stuff like that. With Rick Kabani, or whatever you mentioned his last name, working under him. So that's going to be interesting because, like you mentioned, Josef Samael is a very respected person in the business.
Yeah.
Especially, as a matter of fact, you talk to him because that's your boy. So you talk.
Yeah. Josef Samael, like you say, he had PCW Ultra, right? Like he's ran shows, he understands. So recruiting and knowing the industry and how and dealing with talent and everything is something this brother's done on his own level. And he's worked in the doors of MLW. He knows court. Bringing people in would only make sense. Listen, he knows our product. He knows what it is. When Josef Samael was doing his thing with Contra Unit, he was helping produce at the same time with the W's they can trust. The thing is, it'll be sits back and goes, oh shit, Josef Samael is back. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like the big homie's back, one of the most influential people that walk through the doors of MLW, right? But at the same time, what we've been praising is what has happened since Paul Walter Hauser has been there, right? Like, it's no longer we're sitting watching the goofy MSL stuff and all this other, I don't know if this is a Paul Walter Hauser talking to Court or Court saying, hey, Paul Walter Hauser, look, we got this guy. Let's make it, we can figure this out and go forward. And we're going through the right steps to make sure that our talent are happy, people they can trust. So there's no issues. If they need anything, they can go to a veteran that they know and respect. So you bring that guy in. And I think that's what Josef Samael brings. But I hope I hope we still get some kind of interaction with Josef Samael on screen as well, not just backstage.
Yeah. So basically, he's back. They also have Court Bauer and Alex Greenfield are the ones who are overseeing the creative direction, and then a guy named Nick Bonanno returned. I guess he used to work before. Return again as a producer and overseeing all the promos and pre-tapes for MLW. And they, I don't know if they got rid of him. I can't say they got rid of him, or he left on his own departure board. Your boy, what they call him, the Fat Joe, the Suede.
MSL, the Florida Fat Joe.
Fat Joe.
The Florida Fat Joe.
Mr. Saint Laurent is no longer with MLW.
Thank God.
And he said it before I said it. I was going to say a little more nicer. But yeah, so he's no longer there. And we can't prove nothing. I can't prove nothing. But we always heard that Mr. Saint Laurent wasn't one of the best individuals to work with in the back. And we heard this from female talent also. So whatever that may mean, whatever that may mean, I don't know. But you could, form your own conclusions of what that means.
Yeah, there was a lot of people who didn't like working with him allegedly, and people thought and this is not us. We don't know him personally, but this is stuff that is public information that people have went out and said, is that they felt he was a little sleazy.
So maybe he was still stuck in the 1970s and the Me Too. He should have been caught in the Me Too scandals. But we never know about that. We don't know. But another thing that just popped up, they're returning to the Melrose Ballroom June 11th. That's a Thursday. There's going to be tapings. I'm definitely already told my brother earlier today. Tickets go out on sale next Friday. So I'm pretty sure I'll be buying some tickets for that show.
You're going to take that long ass trip?
Dude.
Yeah, but now it's a little different.
But I got my van set up. The van is set up for everything that I need to do.
You turned it into Optimus Prime.
I just needed someone to drive. That was it. Other than that, if my van was able to, bring the ramp down and be able to get into the driver's side, I'll be golden. Shit, but unfortunately, now right there's a lot of money for some shit like that. So, as long as somebody could drive, I'm good to go. Because I'll get myself locked in the passenger side, whoop, lower the chair back, and I'm good to go.
Holy shit! All right, so
I already told my brother. But hopefully praying for that. But MLW is making moves. Hopefully they are pro moves and not negative stuff. And they keep going forward, and hopefully, they build the back to fusion, and hopefully by the summertime, it's back to something how we used to watch it back a couple of years ago, how it used to be.
Yeah, listen, if they go back to their weekly shows, we'll be a whole lot happier because that gives us weekly segments of what we like doing, right?
Yes.
It's something that we're looking forward to. Also,
we can get more MLW guests to be on the episode.
Oh yeah, listen, that's the hard part is I think people just think that you can just reach out to anyone and it just happens. When you work for places like AEW and WWE, you get told if you can or cannot go on platforms, right? So with MLW, N.W.A, TNA might be a little different now because they got the TV deal and they're with
TNA if they give you permission.
Yeah, if they give you permission. So we're looking at, we have our MLW little corner we do. And listen, as soon as it goes weekly, I'm going to reach out to the big homie, see if we can get him back on, because I think it'll be really cool to try to get that aspect and pick his brain on how it works, and where we don't have to talk in ring all the time with them, because we have the interview. If you want to watch Josef Samael, it's in there. If you want to watch Ikuro Kwon, it's in there. Alex Kane, we have every single belt he won. It's sitting there. We have 5150 tag team champions that is sitting there. And dude, I know we got a lot of MLW. I'm trying to think. There's so many interviews we got from TNA champions. We've had TNA, we've had N.W.A champions. It's a lot. There's a lot of interviews, independent interviews. There's a lot. Just look. If you got to 50 minutes, 35 seconds, it's in the interview section. Just go to wrestling interviews and just have fun, right? We've interviewed a lot of people. They're sitting there. It's a lot of great content. And
look at that. We always come here, nothing to talk about, and then 15 minutes later, we talk about a lot of stuff. Like, what we're going to talk about, I don't know. We just go with it. And we go with it. 15 minutes later, we went with it.
Listen, it's a trip, man. It's a trip. We're having a lot of fun. We're over 1,000. Number actually keeps growing. I'm one of those people that I'm a habitual searcher, right? I always keep looking at numbers. But leave comments in here. Let's have some fun. Talk some shit. Like I said, we're not trying to act like we know more than everybody. We have a lot of years of wrestling knowledge that we throw. It's more of what we like to see, and we try to bring it to y'all in a way that we think that people don't do it in the way we talk. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, MLW goes weekly. I'm going to start going back to doing what I do. He'll start going back to doing what I'll do. We'll start reaching out to damn near everyone that we actually want to talk to, not just anybody. And we'll throw it out there, have a lot of fun with it. And I'm trying to work something out. We'll do an N.W.A show. I keep telling one of the guys about it. He's dying to do it. But I also might have somebody who's starting his own professional hockey fight league who was actually on WWE when Big Cads and Enzo was there. He's a big, once again, he's a big N.W.A guy. So obviously, and I'd like to bring him in and talk some, wrestling, what he's doing, work some shit. There's a lot of stuff that we do here that we have a lot of fun. My brother, we got anything left to talk about?
No, just don't forget to follow us, subscribe. Everything's right here on the bottom. Like it says on YouTube, we're everywhere. Just please follow, subscribe. And we appreciate every time someone listens to us. We really appreciate it. Like Chef says, we do this because we love it. We love talking wrestling. And we always come here with no plan. And then
I literally sat here and I was telling the wife, and I'll leave on this one. So we're in Claremont today, right? It's a 2-hour drive from me. And I'm like, we got 4 topics. I wonder how quick we'll be in and out, right? And 50-something minutes later, typical what we average with 2 top or 20, right? We're just under an hour. I don't know how we do it. We do what we do. But listen, like, subscribe, share, all that good shit. For me, this guy, we out of here. Deuces.